Hello everybody, this is Simeonski. Welcome to another Rec Room tutorial. In this one, I'm gonna explain to you one of the mechanics that I used in my games and also show you how you can build this mechanic into your game step by step. Today what we want to create is a day and night cycle in Rec Room. So there's different ways how you can do this. I will start with the simplest version, which is having two states of your sky and all your settings that change over time. It can be done super easily. If you want to do it, for example, you can make it change over like every 1 hour. Or you can change it over a certain time, like 5 minutes, something like that. But what we want to do first is to set up our two states that we have. We have a night state and we have a day state. Of course, you can have like 3 or 4 states or something like that. But easiest is to have these two states, just night and day. And then we will see how you can make this a real circle. Right now I will start with doing something that will just change from day to night over time. Okay, what we need for that is modify chips. So if you type modify, you have different options here. Skydome, fog. Don't necessarily need the fog, but it helps for the night. Background objects and sun. So this is basically everything that controls the weather, so to speak. And then you have the chips constants here as well. Fog. So your setting, we had this already before. You're kind of setting your values here in this and then connect it down here. Background objects. And it's kind of the first one will be kind of two different states. Sun. And then I will also show you, or at least the way I like to do it, how you can have sun rising setting and then going down. Basically, remember that you have to have the modify, all the modified chips. I think there's even not more than that. And then find the right things, the sky dome, the fog. Fog is not that important, but I will keep it in for the night, is cool. Background objects and sun. These are the things. And we want to connect these right away to the right thing. Okay, so first thing what we want to do here is setting our first state, which will be the day state. So you go through all these things here and you can just set however you want it to look like. This is day, the sky dome for day. So let's say it's very bright. Ground can be brownish. Maybe green in the background, or maybe the other way around, ground top, maybe a little bit greenish. And the bottom can be a little bit more brownish. Most of the times, these things you don't see. You see the green stuff maybe, but the rest. And the horizon will just be white. So this looks like a normal day background. Then we go to the fog. Change the fog color here. And for day I would choose just white fog and maybe make the distance also a little bit higher, 50, so we don't have much fog at all. Then we can set the background objects. Those will probably not change. Maybe, yeah, you can, you will need this as well for day and night. So we can choose mountains here maybe, have little purple mountains, and that's a little bit too much. A little bit purple mountains looks good. The Asian doesn't really matter. Important is these things you wouldn't want to change much. You can, maybe the clouds will change later. Let's say we do 4 clouds in white, it's okay. Then stars, we don't want stars because it's daytime. Don't want a moon. And then the most important thing here is the sun constant. That basically, this one shows us where the sun will be standing. So it's actually, it's not pointing at the sun, but it's pointing where the sun is going. So basically the sun will be up here, like straight up now. And if we turn that a little bit, the sun will move. So we can do it like, should at least, if we modify it. So let's say we move the sun a little bit over to there. All right. And then do the sun settings as well. Configure. What's that? Okay, configure this one. Okay, here we go. How we want the sun to look like, how intense it should be. Let's say, we make a hot summer day, it's super intense. And the color is more light. Yeah, hot summer day. Glow color. Maybe it will glow. Let's glow a little bit greenish. So, yeah, you can just set your mood however you want it to be here. Okay. Then we have our setting for the day. And this we will run. And for this now, I want to use events here, because if you want to change something in the map that's not just this, but maybe you want to turn on a light or turn off a light, I want to use events here for that. And create 2 events. One event will be called day. And the second event, maybe let's move that over to this side, will be called, of course, you might guess, night. So, with the help of these events, you can trigger day and night cycles by different inputs. So that could be a button that says now turn to night or to day, but we want it to go on dynamically. So we will just have the event, start with the event receiver here. That is called day. And then trigger all these things. Best is to trigger it all at once. And now once this will be triggered, and we can make a button for that just to test it right now. That triggers the event. Sender, go. We'll change that later. It's just for testing now. Okay. Once this is all triggered, it will change to our setting. And as you see, the sun is now where this points. Our background is changed. So this is our day setting. Let me read, but you also saw that this was basically just changing in 1 second. We don't want that. We want it to change slowly over time. So this is a setting that you will see, that you can see here in your constants. And it's basically the blend time setting. I would suggest you to put it up maybe 30 seconds. And you have this blend time setting in every of those objects. Right now what is also happening is that this will be changed for everyone in the room because it's still synced. You can also choose unsynced, then it will be different for everyone in the room. Okay, and I think if we push it now, it should fade over slowly to the other. Yeah, you see, the clouds are already coming up. Okay, it's maybe a little bit too slow even. That's okay, we'll do it now like this. So we have the day setting now. Event receiver for turning day. And then we can easily, we don't even need to do much here because we can just take all of this here, select it. It does not. Copy it over with a clone and flip. Then we basically have to change the event receiver here from day to night. Ah, come on. Night, here we go. And go through these settings again. Sky dome, okay, it's night. We have a dark color now. Dark sky on top. Maybe we have some kind of violet here. Can keep the rest as it is. Fog. We change the fog color to black. Which should make it look a little bit different. Maybe even blue. Maybe change the fog distance to 10. And this one to 100. You have to test a little bit with this. Maybe leave the fog out if you don't see anything changing there. It also works without the fog. Background objects, let's see. Of course the mountains will stay, we don't want the mountains to fade. But maybe in the nighttime the clouds can go away. And instead we have night stars here. And maybe we have, instead of the sun, we have a full moon. Yeah, there's the moon, let's see. And then we of course want to change the sun as well. the sun is always at the position where the nighttime the moon will be. So we go down with the intensity, maybe change the color to something like violet. Looks more dark. Maybe make the shadow a little bit stronger because we have a full moon. Yeah, this will already work, I think. Okay. Here we go. And now we can change this event sender here. Oh, the precision, of course. We don't want the thing is, you can do different things here. You could, for example, just move the sun over, which I think is the only way we can do it. Yeah, let's hope it will turn around like that. So how it's gonna happen, but we will change that later. What's gonna happen now is the sun will move over there and turn into the moon. It's not necessarily the best thing, but if we turn it the right way, it might go down and then come up there because it's turning, so basically it's turning under the map, so it doesn't look like. The thing is that the sun is always the source of light, and if you change that for the moon, it will still be the same object in the sky. Let's see how that looks like. So we go to the event sender here and select night and see what happens. So, and normally the sun, no, it's turning over that way, okay. Because it's the shorter way, yeah, of course. Okay, that's what it's doing. It's changing my skybox. Sun is turning into the moon, which of course is not ideal, but it looks good after it's finished. And now we have the moon in the background there and have a little night sky over here. So let's see how we could maybe modify this. So this could help now, I think. Might help, not sure. Yeah, no, I think it will still go over the whole map, which is okay for this reason. I want to show you more later. And now you have the groundwork set up for your day and night cycle. Now the easiest thing to do it is to use another event sender, event receiver, and basically start with something here that says room loaded, since everything is distinct. Basically, event sender. Okay, we have the event receiver. When the room is loaded, it sends out, puts a delay, sends out. So basically, first turns the room into daytime, day. Then it waits for, have a delay of, I do it 60 seconds, which is way too less. You might want to have more than that. If you want to have 5 minutes, just count how many seconds your 5 minutes or 10 minutes or whatever you want to have it will be. But just for testing right now, I will use only 60 seconds, maybe even less. And then you turn it into night. And put another delay. of 60 seconds. Let's do maybe only 40, so we have 10 seconds in between our changes now, which is of course not very natural, but which, you will see what is happening better. And after that delay, we basically go back here. Okay, this would be an easy way to do it, but it will probably only work for one person. I guess it will work very well for one person. It's always going around. But if you have more people, this might not work very well. It might break after sometimes. If someone goes out that's doing the thing right now. We actually want to use event sender again to finish the task here. And we do another event definition. Yeah. We call it whatever you want, but I will call it cycle. Okay. And instead of doing the delay, we will use an event sender here and an event receiver to restart it. So this is basically doing the same. What did I call it? Cycle. That's basically doing the same like if we connected here directly. But what we can do here is, instead of choosing the target local, we can choose the target room authority, which means it sends, it goes through all these things, and then it sends it to one player that has the best machine. So this way the thing keeps cycling, because it's not always the same person that this is run by. So if we wouldn't do it like that, it would stop once the first person that entered the room will be outside or will leave. Then it will stop because it's running on their headset or their computer or whatever. And this way we make sure that it's always sent to another person. And of course it could happen then that the person that's handling it right now would leave the room at the time it's doing that stuff, then it would also stop. But this is very unlikely if you are in a room with a lot of people. Yeah, that would be the way how you can set it up, the normal cycle. And the cool thing about this is, especially for example for the day and night thing, you might want to have some lights, for example. Like a point light somewhere, or even different places in the room. And the way we can use these events here, super cool, because we can also put some event receivers here in the beginning, and then just set it up for day and or other things. Maybe you want people to enter a certain area just in daytime. You can use that. Or you want some things to appear when it's day and not be there when it's nighttime. You can use this for that. But this is just one example, and very practical. Like when the daytime is, the light will turn off, and when the nighttime starts, the light will turn on, like street lights or something like that. So let me change this to test event, just so you can see what is happening. Okay, still there. Okay, it should. Oh, you can see it already. See? It's moving. So, that's the one way you can do it. Or what you can also do with that, instead of having these delays in between, we want something like a sun movement in between. You could use a rotator for that, or what I like a little bit better would be to use animation gizmo, not gizmo, animation controller instead our delay. Yeah, so what would that do? We basically connect this thing here, the sun direction, to our animation controller. And instead of putting the delay in between, we will put the animation controller, which plays an animation, and we use the finish button. So what does this do? We can keep, maybe we do it just with the sun and keep the night sky as is. What we can do now with this is to have an animation of our sun. Simply with animation controls, we have this thing in here. We can move it. And I would suggest you to move that in 3 steps here. So, sun is down, step 1. Then sun goes up. And then sun goes down again on the other side. And this way it should move very, very directly. See? Okay, it's super fast now, this shouldn't be. But you see what it's doing, yeah? This would be a day cycle, it's going down. And then actually after that it should turn into night. I don't know why it's not doing this now. Okay, with send a room reset, probably something went wrong when I connected this. Okay. When it's finished, it will turn to night, have a delay of their 40 seconds. And of course, as you saw, this was super fast now, but we can easily change that by just selecting our animation controller here and turn down the speed by some time. Okay. Let's see if let's test this, how it looks like now. So you see that now it goes not as fast, and we can also just watch what is happening here. So this is problem here is of course the first time it's changing. For this system, it could be a good idea to make the transition a little bit faster. But this is possible by just changing this here. Change it to 10. Focus not so important. Sky dome, maybe let's change the sky dome and the sun to 10. And the background objects stay at 30. So this should be finished soon, and it should trigger an event here. Why is it moving still? Okay, this shouldn't be happening. It should actually stop when it's finished. Let's see our animation controller for that. Okay, looping. We have to turn off the looping, otherwise it will never finish. We don't want that. We want it to go forward. And once it's finished, it will stop and turn from day into night. So let's try this again. So here we go, it just had some start problems. But now it should actually turn into our day scene. And once the sun is down, it should trigger the night scene, then have the delay. So sun is down. Yeah, it stops, and now it should turn into night. See? Night transition is still pretty slow, but it's doing something, yeah, here. You might want to change the transition here as well to be a little bit faster. Maybe 10 seconds is very fine for that. Okay. Yeah, that's kind of an easy way to create a day-night cycle. So the sun should go down and then it should turn to black faster. And of course you can try out different styles that you want, different places. This is maybe even going too far. I could have ended way before that, but it's cool the way it's working now. It's turning to night. Things are changing. Light should be turned on now. Yep, see the light is on now because it's night. Yeah, that's how you create a day and night cycle. Thank you guys for watching. As always, like and subscribe the video if you liked it, or leave a comment. You can also leave comments on what you want to see more on this channel. So see you in the next video. Bye bye.